Namaste. Welcome to the channel. Today I want to talk about how important it is to flow with life, to flow with nature, to not try to resist it or to get too far out ahead of it or to force your will against it, but to just simply trust your own evolutionary path and to trust that that nature, leave your evolution to nature. It's like a lot of times, and I've been so guilty of this lately too. Not guilty of it as I'm shaming myself, but this is something a trap I always fall into is I'm the one who has to do the spiritual awakening, or I'm the one that has to make sure I'm evolving at a acceptable pace, right? But when you really start feeling into it, nature will take care of your evolution for you, and you can relax. You can enjoy your life. I did a longer meditation today, and I feel like that's something that's been missing in my life recently. I've only been doing meditations for about an hour at a time. And what I felt today in a longer meditation is the longer we sit with silence, the more that we tend to just relax into the silence. The more we know ourselves as the silence. And then the more that the silence just moves us, the more that we can trust the flow of our own life stream. We can trust the unfolding of our life, and it's like we're not trying to rush to get somewhere. We're not trying to eat all the cake at once, you know? It's just like we just allow for this perfectly timed and synchronized unfolding of our life. And I even read in the comments, someone said something very beautiful about how the ordinary, how when we are just fully immersed and satisfied and fulfilled by the ordinariness of our life, how that's when the most profound miracles can unfold. That's when they really reveal themselves. It's when we're just simply living our life. And this is truly when abundance can flow in too, is when we're not out there trying to, so much make it happen. And when we're not, it's and I'm just going to give an example here. Yesterday, I felt this. I was feeling so much yesterday, so much stuff that just needed to be integrated, just a lot of heaviness, density. We're all going in and out of these expansive states, then we go into a purge phase. We're, you know, we're moving really fast through this ascension process. If you're watching this, I know you can resonate with that, like how the ups and the downs, it's like we're all on the ascension roller coaster together. And yesterday I was just I was dealing with some really old stuff, some heavy stuff, and I used my work, meaning creating videos, to I was using it to bypass the work. Like a lot of times, these videos are very healing for me. They help me integrate my own experiences. Most of the time, I'm really just talking myself through what's happening, and it's like we're all connected, so that we're all one. So in a sense, that's helping you too. But yeah, yesterday I actually used shooting a video to try to bypass some feelings. Instead of just sitting at home and feeling through the feelings or letting them integrate and processing through some old karma, some old wounds, I forced myself to try to shoot a video. I went out into nature, which was a beautiful thing. But I went out into nature. I tried to find the perfect spot to shoot this video. It was by a waterfall yesterday. And unlike my usual videos where it's like one take, maybe two, maybe one edit here and there, I just had to keep restarting. I had to keep pausing and collecting myself and then starting again. I mean, I literally it took so long just to shoot the video. And it was like 7 different videos I had to combine, and then it took so long just to edit the video. I mean, it was just such a struggle. It was like I was just in a fight kind of with life. There was no real flow. I was really having to like it was like I had to like perform it in a sense. I had to perform the video. There was no just an essence flowing through naturally, right? And I in that moment I was learning in real time like the pain that comes with not going with your own, not going with the flow of nature, of the flow of life. It's like I was by this beautiful waterfall and I had all these old wounds coming up. Instead of just immersing myself in the healing qualities of nature and just being and letting myself restore, um, allowing myself to heal, I was like trying to force this thing from an egoic place because I needed to shoot this video, you know? And all that was me trying to avoid myself and just shooting the video instead. And it would have been one thing if in the video and I try to do it a little bit where I, you know, just talk authentically about what I'm going through. But even sometimes that's not called for, and what's called for is just to be one with the silence, to be one with nature, to merge back into our true home, which is knowing ourselves as the silence. And so that was a big learning experience yesterday. And so I got home and I created this whole video and I just watched it and it wasn't from that true place, you know. So I just ended up even deleting it. Um and I just was thinking like, wow, all that energy, you know, that I used. And I don't even want to say wasted because I learned such a profound lesson from it. I learned it's like that pain of being out of flow, out of synchronization with nature. It just brought up so much pain, and it actually helped me to re-steady myself anyways. It helped me to bring me back into alignment with the silence. It inspired, you know, the whole you know, the whole exhaustion that I went through yesterday trying to shoot the video, trying to force it. It inspired a deeper meditation today than I've had in a long time. So it really is those times when we fight against nature, when we resist nature, when we resist our own evolution and where we're at and not accepting where we're at and trying to be somewhere else. It's like those aren't failures. It's not like it's all perfect. It's all part of the path, you know? Because they all help us, all those experiences where we're just like kind of bumping up against, you know, our own egoic will. Those events always just help us to surrender even deeper into alignment, even to come into more of a union with our highest movement. And so, yeah, that's what I've been feeling today. And when we're there, that's when abundance can come in. And I feel like being on my own recently has brought up so many blocks when it comes to like money, abundance, receiving. And it's like when we're in that place that I was yesterday, it's just we're not open to receiving, right? We're not open to allowing abundance to come into our life. It's we're very just kind of closed off, you know. We're kind of narrow-minded, saying it has to be this way. We're not trusting life. We're trying to force it, and that's come up a lot for me since I left home, however many weeks ago. Maybe it's been 2.5, 3 weeks now. You know, when I was at home and I had no overhead and everything's just taken care of, it's real easy to be open to receiving abundance. Um, it's real easy to just kind of relax into the flow and the current of your life stream. But when you're out on your own, I'm starting to recognize it's a lot harder because then the mind says, oh, you have to make this much money, or this, you know, it has all these stories of what will happen. You're going to run out of money, and so all these fears about money that I know have been in me my entire life, they've been, you know, these fears about money are in the collective big time. And I think it's not just me. I think so many of us are having to face and like kind of uproot these fears of money and lack and how things have to work on a money level and how, you know, we got to better make it happen. These kind of things, these kind of ideas about money that kind of used to work, I think, 20 or 30 years ago, but just don't really work anymore. we're all having to kind of let these come up and to release these beliefs so that, real abundance can flow in whatever form that is. Maybe it's money, maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's an opportunity, maybe it's an exchange. Abundance is infinite. It takes all forms. So yeah, I've really had to encounter myself and my own limiting beliefs about money, and that I've had my whole life. It's just, I've been in situations that have been so comfortable that I haven't really had to face them. And I know that this is part of going out on my own, is facing all my limiting beliefs, and not only about money, but just how, um, really learning, like deepening my faith in life in this process and trusting this process. Um, it's been really, really transformative to like, I can literally feel sometimes like my fear of not having enough money, or you could just say my lack-based beliefs. I can literally feel them like purging out of my face some days. Like I've been having some like skin stuff happening. I've been having, like, I'm sure some of you guys, in the purge phases, you might get rashes, um, or all kinds of physical symptoms can show up when we're purging old beliefs and denser energies out of our body. And I've literally felt like, especially yesterday was such a huge purge day for me, I could literally feel like those energies coming out of my face, out of my third eye, because I think that's where I stored them, because that's like where they lived. And I can feel so much of everything in me that's rooted in fear starting to make its way up, because life has given me the perfect circumstances, now being on my own with the spiritual business, to see everything in me that is rooted in fear, that is rooted in, you know, trying to control. Like, I've got to control life. I've got to force this video. I've got to, and there is this balance where you do want to show up even on the days you don't feel like it. But you want to. For me, the lesson was yesterday. I need to be with me first, and not try to bypass being with me to go create something. It's like, yeah, the days you wake up and you feel amazing, of course, flow right into it. But some days we wake up and there's a lot of, it's like we got to be with this client first before we try to go out, and share. And sometimes, like I said, sharing is the way to help heal this client. And that's an intuitive movement, and that's just something you have to be honest with yourself about and to flow with nature with. And sometimes the flow of nature asks you to just be with you, maybe all day. And that would have probably been, the right thing for me yesterday. And then sometimes nature says, yeah, today to heal, you need to share. So yeah, I just wanted to hop on and give you guys kind of an update of what I'm going through, what I'm learning, and how this trust in life is deepening now that I'm on my own, and how that's a really beautiful thing. And I can see from a higher perspective why everything's being orchestrated just the way it is right now. Because yeah, I'm really getting to, unearth some very deeply buried beliefs about lack and not enough, and how I have to force and control, and like all these egoic programs, right? So I hope that this video is helpful. I'm considering doing another 2-hour self-connection experiment. I'm feeling into it. It feels really good, but I just want to be sure of it because it's a big fucking commitment. Anyways, I love you all. Thank you for watching. If you would like to join the mailing list, I'll put a link below. If you're interested in supporting my journey, now that I'm on my own, I will put a donation link below as well. And of course, there will be a link if you'd like to book a healing session with me too. So I hope this video helped you guys to realize that you can just relax, you can open, you can surrender to your life stream, you can allow nature to take care of your evolution for you, and you can just live in union with the silence. Namaste.